I was right by the nurses' station up on Saturn Ward, and I remember one day that my wife phoned up, and I overheard the nurse saying to my wife, "Do you realise that Simon could actually die from this?" I was worried about going out just in case I had a heart attack and died out in the middle of nowhere. I was also worried about going out and being in crowds and stuff just in case I had a panic attack. And I think if it wasn't for my wife and this place, I wouldn't still be here today.
So the Olive Tree Café was originally, the idea was to create another stepping stone for people who were in recovery from a mental health condition to move on to that was closer to the world of work, but still safe and secure and purposeful. We've found out along the way the kind of support that people need. So by being here, being in a public setting, that it would...
Well, it would give people confidence, wasn't it? It was confidence in dealing with the public. Confidence. Some people didn't want to go out front at first. And then when they got used to the fact that they were safe, they were okay, it didn't matter.
It's not good to stay home is just making yourself worse. You need to come out and see different people, talk with them, although you're feeling low. Then after you talk with the people, you just start feeling a little bit better. Quite honestly, I got no good health. So time I come here, I meet people and I just feel a little bit better.
Certainly when we started 6 years ago, there was really very little that we could compare ourselves to.
It's always been hidden as mental illness. It's always been pushed away. We don't want to be bothered with that. And I think we brought it out into the forefront, really.
I was doing some other stuff with some other charities, but that wasn't like a sort of work. It wasn't like imitating work. That was mostly just doing like arts and crafts and stuff. So I was a little unsure at first, but I kind of got into the flow of it very quickly, actually.
I'd had a bad experience with another charity and was at quite a low ebb, and one of the volunteers here had said to me, "Look, there's a job going." And I'd seen the job, but because I'd had this bad experience with another charity, I'd sort of not sort of gone for it because I thought it's going to be the same sort of thing. And he said no, he encouraged me to apply, and as soon as I'd met the trustee and Phillida, the manager, in the first interview, I was like, okay, this is a different thing.
I was very ill some years ago and lots of people helped me. I'm now better, and I think it's my duty to help others. A trustee with his or her fellow trustees are responsible for the governance of the organisation. Because we're a registered charity, there are all sorts of rules and regulations we have to abide with, which we do fully. I don't think there's anything that works quite like this. Because we get no support or funding from the local authority, that sets us apart instantly. So the success is down to us.
We've got an accredited course here which we can deliver. So the perfect solution for us is actually somehow to put a training kitchen in somewhere which is dedicated to teaching people. It could extend to out in the community, you know, to opportunities for learning for everybody to come in, have a nice workshop, learn how to do nice fresh food or whatever. So that's something we'd love to happen next.
Oh, it's much more than a cafe. just at the time this opened again, I just lost my husband, and they were just like a second family. They've been so kind to me. I mean, their standard too of food is excellent. I mean, I come for their cheese scones. But no, it is the ethics of the place that really draws me. I've watched people come in all hunched up, frightened, wouldn't come out of the kitchen, and gradually they've opened up like flowers.
I think this place is really unique. I don't think I've come across any other place like this, really. When I first started, I was really shy. My mum basically had to push me out the car. And then after a few months, it made me completely different. It kind of made me be myself, and my personality since I've left here has just stayed the same.
Personally, I think it gives people a sense of belonging, to give back to the community, and it's a little step towards work in the future.
Rebuilt my faith in community projects and in charity projects. It made me realise that actually one bad experience doesn't mean that everybody's the same.
It's been incredible. I mean, as I say, when we first started, I've seen some of the people who were here when we first started, and the difference in them is fantastic.
Since I've left, I've just come and visited, and as soon as you walk in, it just feels like home. Now I'm a support worker for people with learning disabilities. It's definitely helped me. If I didn't come here, then I would never be doing the job I'm doing now.
Because other people have suffered with mental health problems or still suffering with them, we all have an empathy with each other, and it's just like one big family. I think we're in a league of our own here.
Are you happier here with the people?